This awesome black. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all that much footage of what we did prior to this. I do have a time lapse of us removing the pre-existing pavers that were on the ground here, and using again the Ditch Witch SK600 with that flat bucket to kind of smooth everything out. I'll put that time lapse now so you kind of get a gist of what we're doing here, or what we did prior to this. And so the goal here is to create a 10 by 32 inch platform with about 6 5x5 squares running across long ways, and about 2 running the width of the platform. So if you can envision, and again we'll get more footage as we're creating the forms of the 5x5 that will be running across. But in any case, if you can envision, one 5x5 square here, one 5x5 square here, then a 4-inch channel running across, and then the same thing going all the way to the opposite side, for a total of about 6 5x5 squares here and 6 here, and then the river rock running or channeling 4 inches throughout the platform. All right, guys, as you can see here, we finished the following day framing out the pad, and so you can see what I was talking about in the previous clip. We have the 5x5 squares, about 10 feet wide and 32 foot long. And so we have about 6 of these squares, which we're going to fill with about 1 inch to 2 inches of some type of aggregate, or rock rather, and fill up some of the low spots, as you can see. All right, guys, so as you can see in that little time lapse, we're just laying some of this base material, this 157 rock, just to kind of help with drainage, overall drainage, but also to lessen the amount of concrete or cement we have to pour in this slab here. So it took about close to 1.5 inches, and if you, I guess, amount that to a savings, it cost us about $100 for 2 yards of this rock. You're talking about an overall $400 or $500 savings. And so as you can see, we weren't able to get the bucket over to the inside portion of the slab. So what we did was created this little contraption with some of these hurricane shutters and this little saw table, and that allowed us to get the some of the base material over. And we'll need a little bit more, but yeah. Moving on to the next step, we're going to kind of smooth all this out, even it out, and go pick up the mixer. As you can see, we've poured our first slab, and we're kind of allowing it to dry and hitting it with the trowel, removing some of those lines. But yeah, we use this Harbor Freight Central Machinery 3.5 cubic foot cement mixer. It was about $200 with the coupon. I would have preferred to use the mud mixer, which is like a all-in-one mini cement plant, but this bad boy has been doing the job, and for $200 you can't complain. Yeah, so that being said, we're gonna head to Home Depot tomorrow and pick up a couple pallets of these 80-pound concrete mix bags, high strength concrete mix bags, and hopefully finish up the pour. And I'll time lapse that now. All right, guys, so we're here, I believe, day 3, and yeah, we're pouring away the squares. Right now we're working on setting up all the squares where a pergola post is going to be. So the base plate for the 4x8 foot treated wood that we're using for the pergola. So we completed that on these two sides. We're going to do the center section, which is going to have a 10 by 2 by 4 by 4 by 10 foot slat running across on either side, and then hopefully as it cools down we'll wrap up the far side and be able to set up the pergola, if not tonight, early tomorrow morning, and be able to pour the rest of the squares under shade. So as you can see, guys, we have pretty much all the 4x4 cut. We're missing maybe one piece, 10-foot piece, which we'll be picking up at Home Depot here shortly. But in the meantime, what we're gonna do versus what we've seen online is build from the ground up. All right, guys, so we spent the better half of 2-3 hours removing the form boards, and that was mainly in part due to us pre-soaking as we were cleaning some of the dust and debris off the cement pads, and allowed the form boards to expand in between the cement pads, and it made it extremely difficult to remove. However, some of the dry sections on the other half over there were easy to remove, and that's mainly in part due to this release agent that we had purchased, Q-Coat protective coating and form release. I think it was roughly, I don't know, 30-40 bucks on Amazon shipped. Highly recommend this stuff. I mean, as you can see, some of our edges are sharp and nothing stuck to the form boards due to that stuff there. This is going to be the final clip to cap off the pergola and cement paver project. Yeah, just want to briefly talk about what we did and what we have left to do. We're about 95% complete, but as you can see, we ended up going with this black mountain granite. The stone, it was relatively inexpensive, about $4 a bag. We went with this over the Mexican pebble that I had mentioned before. But as you can see, the mountain granite does a great job at contrasting with the cement. Looks a lot better under a coat of rain. Gets very dark, gives it that very sleek look with the cement. As far as the pergola goes, we're going to let this pressure treated wood dry out, and we're going to hit it with a coat of some black stain to give it that sleek look that we're looking for. And so I'll put a price breakdown in the description, but off the top, I think we only ended up needing 100 bags. They're about $5 a bag, so you reckon $500. So about $500 for all the cement. The form boards, which are long gone, we paid about $150 for all the 2x4 that we needed to complete the project. As far as the pergola goes, we spent about $175 on all the wood. This is a 10 by 32 foot wide pergola. And as you can see, we have 6 support beams, and then those 32 going across, and the 10. As far as the kit cost us about $240 on Amazon, and I'll link everything that we used in the description below. But yeah, so about $250 for the pergola kit. The mountain granite, that was about $5 a bag. We used about 30 bags. There goes Mila. By Mila. We used about 30 bags, so roughly $150 in this mountain granite, which looks amazing under a nice coat of rain. So not including the tools that we used, or tools that we needed to purchase, because we had some stuff and we also had to purchase some stuff. Material wise, you're looking at $1,200 to maybe $1,700. I know that's a big kind of gap there, but depending on what size you want to do, what materials you want to use, you're looking at $1,200 to $1,500. For us, it was more along the lines of $1,350. We most certainly didn't achieve perfection with this, but it came out great, and it's going to be a great add-on, great addition for family of parties, get-togethers. You know, we got the sunshade up top. We plan on doing a little bit more, obviously laying some dirt, you know, finishing off the sod work around, and just beautifying the area. With that being said, you look at a project like this, for a contractor to come out here and maybe knock this out with a few guys, you know, they'll charge you anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to do something like this. It just goes to show the power of doing it yourself, you know, taking your time, trying to get it done as best as you can, and you know, being happy and loving what you've created at the end of it. So with that being said, this wraps up the video, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to ask them down in the comment section. You know, if you like the video, do me a favor, like the video. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Stay tuned for more DIY projects. Have a blessed one. Matt out.